And good afternoon and welcome to the college football playoff. It is the Rose Bowl, but more importantly, it is the college football playoff quarterfinals right here on Saber Broadcast Network. So glad you could join us. I'm Cooper Naylor. You got Oregon and Ohio State in a rematch of a game that happened back in mid-October. Man, what a game this is about to be. You got Dylan Gabriel, the Heisman finalist quarterback for the Ducks. And then you got a guy like Will Howard, the quarterback for Ohio State, who, if you already know, he slid at the end of the game and it cost Ohio State. And so he definitely wants redemption, and that is what he is looking for here today. Now, currently, we'll give you a look at the bracket, see what is going on with it. As you can see, last night, Penn State, we had that here on the channel. Penn State moves on. And, of course, Ohio State, Oregon. And, of course, right now, in overtime, Arizona State, Texas, they're playing to see who will go on to the semifinal round. So that's just a current look at the bracket. We'll get it updated in just a little while. So I'll go back to my cam. Got an exciting night of football. Also, do want to say though, the only part of today that is not exciting, and quite frankly, it is sad, is just the idea of a terror attack that happened in New Orleans, which has basically it has pushed the Sugar Bowl that would have been coming on a little bit later tonight. It's pushed it to tomorrow afternoon. So if you were wanting to watch Georgia and Notre Dame, then you will have to you'll definitely have to wait for tomorrow to watch that game. Right now, national anthem being performed as we await kickoff. Of course, right now, giving you some update of what's going on. Arizona State and Texas. Leavitt had a big run, nearly scoring a touchdown. So here in my studio, I've got both games. Got both games on screens, so I'm able to keep an eye on what's going on around the country. As right now, Leavitt hands it off, and that I think Scadaboo got in. Yes, he did. Wow. Arizona State touchdown. That's big. So I may be able to update the bracket here in a little bit. I'll keep my software up for the as far as the editing and editing the bracket. I'll keep that up for you so that it can be up to date. So, also, if you were not here yesterday for our big New Year's Eve special, I made an announcement that UFL will be broadcasting the UFL this season here on Saber Broadcast Network. That begins in late March. So we're excited about that. Well, National Broadcast is going to go to a break. Arizona State, they get a touchdown their first drive in overtime. So we'll keep you up to date on what's going on there. And so, yes, I am currently still watching the Texas game. I've got two screens on in my room here in the studio. So I'm able to watch. Oh, man. Okay, if you're watching the Texas game, I'll say this. Scadaboo, the first half, he really struggled. This second half, he's come alive. And plus, it almost looks like, I mean, we'll have to go back and look. Like, we'll have to wait and see what is, reported or whatever. But I feel like there's got to be some legitimacy to him basically being like Michael Jordan playing through the flu or something. because his body language today, you could tell he's sick out there. And he continues to play as hard as he can. So I feel like there's got to be some legitimacy to him having something. So if someone knows, if they've said, please let me know, because I'm very interested for this, because it's incredible what he's doing, but like if he is truly not feeling well, then that is very impressive. Very, very impressive. So we got a 3rd and 10 for the Longhorns. They got 2 plays. They got to get 10 yards here, or they're done for their season. So here we go. Rose Bowl's going to start here in just a moment, folks. So I'll get to it in just a moment. They're doing their intro, but I'm just going to give you this 3rd and 10 play from Texas as Ewers is looking to throw, and that'll be complete. He only got 2 yards on that catch. So now you got a 4th and 8, 4th and 8 or 4th and 9. 4th and 8. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I got to say this. If Texas loses this game, this is going to be a huge disappointment of a season, in my opinion. You're going to lose to Arizona State? Wow. We'll see. Looks like there's a flag on this play. False start on Texas. So they're just backing themselves into a corner. So they've got to get 13 yards right here just to keep the game alive. Keep their season alive, for that matter. So here we go. Ewers, what is he going to do? He's got one back to his left. Takes the snap. Looking. Throwing it deep in the end zone. Oh my goodness. Now they still got to get the extra point, but they got a touchdown. It's Matthew Golden, his favorite receiver. What a play. Wow. They left Golden wide open. I will say this. With the way that Burt Auburn missed those 2 field goals, I'm shocked that they didn't decide to go for 2 just to win the ball game and have it over with. It's a little shocking. So that extra point's good. They're tied at 31 going to a second overtime in Atlanta. You know what, here? For those of you who may not be watching, I'm going to put this up here. Oh, I forgot to get a trivia question for today. We'll be fine. So let's see. Alrighty. So there's update of what's going on with Arizona State and Texas. That just crazy. Right now, giving you an update of what's going on at the Rose Bowl. They are doing the coin toss, see who's going to get the football to begin the ball game. But Oregon, they've got silver helmets tonight. I kind of like their uniforms today, and then Ohio State going with their usual road uniforms. Folks, a rematch in the Rose Bowl. A former Big Ten Pac-12 rivalry Now a conference rivalry. Very entertaining here today. So here we go. Dan Lanning seeking his first CFP win. Oh, second overtime. Texas scores a touchdown there. All right, there's an update for you. Queen Ewers throws another touchdown. That looks like Gunnar Helm. And remember, you got to go for 2 in second overtime. And, oh, they got the 2. All right. I'm going to shift my focus now to the Rose Bowl, and I'll give you an update on Texas as soon as I can. But here we go. Oregon will be kicking this back to Ohio State. What a game. It's time for the Rose Bowl. Possibly the best playoff game we're going to have this year. So here we go. Here is the kick, and that is away, and Ohio State will begin with the football. And a fair catch called. So coming out first will be Will Howard in this Ohio State Buckeyes offense. First round, he was 24, 29, 311, and with 2 touchdowns. He had 1 interception, but for the most part, he played a clean football game. So here we go. Howard, he leads his offense in and on the huddle. He breaks up. Now they're looking. So here we go. One running back to the left of Howard, sends him in motion. So now he's all alone in the backfield. He's looking to throw. Got a man wide open. He's going to run down the sideline past midfield. Great start of the game. That's G. Scott Jr. Wide open. Wow. And I love this play because Will Howard, he has time. He gets G. Scott wide open. His tight end makes the catch, runs down the sidelines, and great pickup to begin this ball game. Here we go. Here is Will Howard rolling to his left, going to throw it. That one is incomplete as he was looking for Jeremiah Smith, the star freshman receiver. Some impact players today, Jeremiah Smith and Trevion Henderson on that offense of Ohio State. Look out for Jordan Birch and Jabbar Muhammad on the Oregon side. They will be big today. That's the defensive end and defensive back. That is 4 of the impact players today. 2nd and 10 here for the Buckeyes. Here's Howard. Fakes the handoff. Now throws it out to Jeremiah Smith, who's going to make a play down the sideline. He stays in bounds. He's in. Touchdown, Buckeyes. 45 yards, and Ohio State in 1 minute scores. 3 plays, 75 yards. And what that was, these defensive players, they missed their assignments, and that is it for a touchdown. Also, Texas, just now, they survive. That's right. Texas survives in second overtime. There's an interception thrown by Levitt, as that extra point here in the Rose Bowl is good. 7-0 Ohio State. Texas. So now if you're Ohio State or Oregon, now you know that you will be playing against Texas in the Orange Bowl. Or wait, no, the Cotton Bowl. So that has gone final. There we go. So that's updated. And now all right, here's the kickoff. And that will go in the back of the end zone, Oregon football. So now you got Dillon Gabriel. He ever since he has been in college football, he has just been he's been one of the best quarterbacks in my opinion. So here we go. Here's the snap, hands it off to his running back, and he's going behind the line of scrimmage. There's just nowhere to go. So here we go, 2nd and 11. Here's Gabriel looking to throw. That'll be caught. And that right there is Tez Johnson. Short gain for him. But as you see right here, as now so here we go. 3rd and 6 for Dillon Gabriel. Takes the snap. Looking. Gonna throw it. He's got his man. And that is short. Jordan James right there with the catch. And it'll be 4th down. Great job by Ohio State's defense to get a stop. So now, with the Texas game being over with, I'm fixing. We're going to go to break, and I'll move the game to ESPN because I'm on ESPN 2 right now. Either way, Ross James out to punt. Brandon Ennis will be the returner for the Buckeyes. There's the punt. And that one will be fair caught. All right. So we will be right back. We're going to go to a commercial break real quick. So we will see you in a moment. All right, everybody. I was just getting the bracket updated. So, all right. So now as you've been seeing just for the last moment, that you have the score from Arizona State, Texas. So we'll take that away for a moment. And so now let me show you what the bracket looks like. So there you go. Texas will play the winner of this game we have right here, the Rose Bowl being played between Oregon and Ohio State. So that is the bracket. As you saw last night here on the channel, Penn State, they got the win over Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl. So now we sit here. You got Texas, who is going to wait on the winner of Oregon and Ohio State. So going to be a whole lot of fun to see which team prevails here today. So far, what did I think about that drive that what do I think about that drive Oregon had? Well, first off, Ohio State's defense has been playing a whole lot better ever since that Oregon game. This is not a shocker. And Ohio State's offense, man, I think the big story here is Oregon's defense. I think Oregon's defense has got to make some plays here. They have got to get some stops here and try to get a 3-and-out. So here we go. Here's Will Howard looking to throw. He's going to throw it deep. Got a man that's got Jeremiah Smith at the 49 on Oregon's side of the football field. And this ball, you cannot put this any better. He puts it right where Jeremiah Smith needs it. That's over two different defenders. Jeremiah Smith, the freshman. What a catch. So here we go. That is 2 receptions tonight for 74 yards. That's 37 yards of an average for Jeremiah Smith. And here's a carry, and that will go for about a yard. Quinshon Judkins with the run right there. So, of course, they're showing just some highlights of what happened. Of course, Jeremiah Smith walking in to the end zone. So far, a neat note for you. The two teams so far that played in the first round have won so far in the quarterfinal round. Here's Will Howard throwing. Jeremiah Smith once again. First down, Buckeyes. So you can see the game plan early. What the Buckeyes offense is doing here, they're saying, hey, look, right now, this Oregon defense, they don't have an answer for Jeremiah Smith. Let's go to him and let's ride him all day long because he can carry us to where we need to go. It's a great game plan. So here we go. That's 3 receptions for 86 yards for Jeremiah Smith here early. As here is Will Howard looking to throw, going to throw it down the field, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Carnell Tate. That's just over his head. But what a game. There we go. Had to answer a text message right quick. So 2nd and 10 here for the Buckeyes. Here's Howard. Play fake. Going to step up in the pocket. He's going to go down at about the line of scrimmage. So now 3rd down. So, of course, they're showing starters on that offensive line for Ohio State. Of course, one thing that's been the question that I think Ohio State's done a good job, and that is without Seth McLaughlin, who went out during the regular season. Of course, Seth McLaughlin, I believe, started at Alabama, and then he transferred into Ohio State. Here's Howard stepping up in the pocket. He just has to get rid of the football and throws it at the feet of Trevion Henderson. 4th and 10. And see, that is what Oregon's defense needed. They needed to get a stop, and they finally got one. So 4th and 10. And it just depends on the kicker whether this is out of his range or not. I mean, you could go for a field goal here, but this would be a really long kick. And like I said, they're just going to bring the punter out and try to punt this ball away. And here we go. Tez Johnson returned the Joe McGuire punt. And this one is going to roll into the end zone. It will be Oregon football. So 9:27 to go in the first quarter. And Oregon's down 7, but they didn't give up any points on that drive. So just a great job there by that Oregon defense to get off the field. So with that being said, let's go to another commercial break, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. 7-0 here. And so I'm going to go ahead and get a trivia question. So this is going to be a really good trivia question. Of course, once I get it, I'm going to I will definitely put the I'll put it second quarter. We'll start talking about our trivia question for sure. So trying to see where to get. Okay. Just looking, searching. Okay. Okay, there we go. So, got the trivia question. All right, there we go. Got our trivia question. It'll be coming in the second quarter. So here we go. Dillon Gabriel and the Oregon Ducks will have their second drive. Here's Gabriel going to throw it out wide to Jordan James, who will get past the line of scrimmage, and that'll be it. Maybe 2 yards right there. That'll be it on that catch. It'll be second down, most likely 8 or 9 for the Ducks. So you can see early that Dillon Gabriel, he's wanting to go to his check down, which is his running back, Jordan James, which, I mean, that's a great decision, but we'll see how that works. Gabriel, his arm was hit, and the ball was deflected as he went to throw the ball, 3rd and 8. Great job by that Ohio State defense. And Tuamoliau on that Ohio State defense he hit the arm of Gabriel. Something he had to do to get the stop. Here we go, 3rd and 8. Number 1 team in the country. So here we go. Here's Gabriel looking to pass. Going to throw it across the middle. Incomplete. Nearly intercepted. A dangerous pass right there by Dylan Gabriel. And that'll be 4th down and a punt coming for the Oregon Ducks. And both defenders collided with each other. That didn't look like a great collision, but we'll see. And there's a punt, a very bad kick as that'll roll out of bounds. And great field position for the Buckeyes now. Be 1st and 10. So Will Howard will come out. Also, during the game, we are going to try to give you some updates because I don't know if they ever announced the time. So, I'll go ahead and look. Okay, so still says time is to be determined. It did say postponed, but of course we'll wait and see. Okay, 3 hours ago they did release a time. So if I'm reading this right, the game will be played at 7:45 p.m. tomorrow night on SEC Network. They're not going to put it. It's a playoff game. They're not going to put it on ESPN. They're going to have it on SEC Network. Of course, same announcers and everything, but like, it's interesting if that is true. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. 7:45 tomorrow night. That's from Sports Illustrated. Okay. So okay, so there's just a bunch of stuff out there. We don't truly know. Okay. So now there's a saying that could be 3:00 tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. During the game, we may get like an official word about what's going on with it, but when we do, potentially since it would be tomorrow, I may give you that game here on the channel as well. Asking about Oregon being undefeated. Well, these two teams did play during the regular season. Oregon got the win, and other than that, just hasn't been anyone really compete against them. And there is a completed pass. That's Emeka Ibuka for Ohio State with the catch as the game resumes. Yeah, I would say this. Oregon, other than playing Ohio State at home and beating them, they're the other matchup that really was close to the Boise State game. And there's a run for Trevion Henderson. That'll be a first down for Ohio State. And then Ohio State, for those of you who may not have kept up, Ohio State lost their other game to Michigan. So that's just where things are at the moment. But right now, the way this game is going, you can tell Ohio State, after losing that Michigan game, I feel like they went back, like they had to have some discussion, like a team meeting or something. They definitely are playing like their best football right here in the playoff. As there's a pass down the air, Emeka Buka, touchdown, Ohio State. And like that, Ohio State has pushed this to 13-0. 42 yards, touchdown for Abuka. 3 plays, 53 yards, 1 minute, 5 seconds taken off the clock. And Ohio State. Wow. And the extra point is up, and it is good. So there we go. I mean, I don't know what you could say other than the fact that that ball, where Will Howard puts that ball, that is the definition of perfect placement. Emeka Abuka, straight down the middle. And that ball, like I said, perfect placement, just literally right. It tipped the hand of the defensive back and into the hands of Emeka Abuka for the score. That is ridiculous. That is incredible. And that is a quarterback who is feeling it early in this ball game. 14-0, and there's the kick. And that will land in the back of the end zone. It'll be Oregon football. And here comes Dylan Gabriel. At this point, you got to do something if you're Oregon. You got to go do something, because right now you've got Tez Johnson, you've got Trayshawn Holden. You got to do something on this drive, because if Ohio State goes and scores again, this is out of hand. So here we go. Here's Gabriel. Little reverse. And here comes Tez Johnson. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Great job by that Ohio State D bringing him down. And you can see right here that Oregon runs this play where Gabriel, he runs out to his left, pitches it back to Johnson. Johnson on the end around tries to get up the field and just nothing doing. Here we go. Here is Gabriel going to throw it out to Tez Johnson, who will get a few yards right there, but after that, not much. So 3rd and very long for this Oregon Ducks team. And like I said here early, they got to convert a 3rd down here at this moment. 3rd and 7. Now also keep in mind, there's a lot of time left, so we'll see. They're 0-2 on 3rd downs here tonight. Couple of men in motion for Gabriel. Gabriel takes a snap. Looking, now throwing. That'll be caught. And first down. That's his tight end, Terrence Ferguson. And that is what they needed right there, and they got it. But if you're Ohio State, I don't know if you really could ask for a better start in this ball game than what you just had. So here we go. Clock is ticking. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Ferguson, he had 8.8 yards average on after catch. That's third in the country in the FBS. So here is Jordan James getting to the outside. First down. Oregon. And so it almost looked like Oregon, because they haven't played in about a month, or like about a month. They look rusty, but right here, that it looks like their offense maybe getting going a little bit. Here's Gabriel looking, throwing deep. Got a man that's off the helmet of the defensive player for Ohio State. He was looking for Tez Johnson. Man, if Tez Johnson could have got that. Maybe if the ball was placed just a little bit ahead of Johnson, but that had to defend if that defensive player wasn't there. If Igmanosin wasn't there for Ohio State, that may have been a touchdown. So for Ohio State, you got to be happy that Igmanosin was there. Here's the carry for Jordan James. Nowhere going, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Third down for the Ducks. So, you look, there's just not a lot of space for Jordan James to go. This defensive line for Ohio State, they are playing their tails off at the beginning of this ball game. So here we go. Ohio State looks like they're going to be bringing some pressure on Gabriel. Gabriel looking to throw. He's got his man, and not quite there for the first down. Trayshawn Holden with the catch. It'll be fourth down, and now we'll see. This may be decision time because you're down 14-0 early, and they're just going to punt. I would say this. It would be gutsy, but it probably could have worked had you gone for it. I think that would have been a smart play, but they're going to punt this away. 4th and 6. All right, here's the punt. And that one will roll out of bounds. So, Ohio State will get the football. Both of these teams playing for a chance to go to the semifinal round of the college football playoff being played at the Goodyear Cotton Bowl, which will be played not this Friday, but the next Friday. But either way, we will be right back in a moment after this commercial break. We'll see you on the other side. All right, we do have an update regarding the Sugar Bowl, and this is coming from the Sugar Bowl's Twitter account. I mean, I don't have Twitter, but you know how like when you go into Google, you can see you basically see where people tweeted out stuff. So here we go. So there you go. There is an update on the Sugar Bowl. It will be played tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. And so that means that I'll think about it. I potentially will be able to bring you that game tomorrow afternoon. So we'll wait and see. But I will definitely, I'll probably post something on the YouTube community post about it, whether or not I decide to do it or not. But I'll just leave it up for a few more minutes just so you can see. So, but that is the official time, 3 Central Time, right? And that's local there too. So here we go. Here's a run for the back. That's Quinshon Judkins. He'll get a few yards. Be second down for the Buckeyes. And Ohio State, the first 2 drives, not a whole lot of the run game. Is a lot of passing the football, trying to get the pass established. Now, maybe, just maybe, looks like Ohio State may try to go ground and pound here and try to run some clock here. But here's Will Howard handing it off to Quinshon Judkins, who is met after a gain of a yard. Third down now. In Oregon, you can tell they need a stop, and they got to keep getting these stops. Tosh Lupoy is the defensive coordinator. If you remember him, he was one of the assistants at Alabama there back a while back. And then I think he went to go coach with the Cleveland Browns after that, I believe. And so he's now the defensive coordinator here at Oregon for Dan Lanning. Here we go. Here's Will Howard. Gonna throw it down the field. It's caught. Jeremiah Smith. And this guy, you want to talk about a big wide receiver, one that just can outplay and just be more physical than the defensive back. Look no further than Jeremiah Smith. As there's a run play for the Buckeyes. And that's for a few yards there for Quinshon Judkins. Jeremiah Smith, he is a freshman. You talk about 2 freshman receivers that could potentially be the future of college football. Look no further than Jeremiah Smith and Ryan Williams. It's incredible to see. Here we go. Here's Will Howard. Fakes the handoff, rolling to his right. Now got a man and just too far ahead of Jeremiah Smith. That potentially could have been a big play had that been complete. So now 3rd and 5 for the Buckeyes. Will Howard, 7 of 11, 197 and 2 touchdowns here tonight for the Buckeyes. Oregon, of course, Oregon hasn't been able to do much of anything on offense, and their defense hasn't stopped Ohio State yet. So here we go on the season. Ohio State 43% on 3rd downs. Here is Howard looking to throw. Going to throw across the middle. It's Emeka Egbuka making some moves. And down to about the 32-yard line. First down for the Buckeyes. And what you see right here is Will Howard. He sees his man across the middle, just open. No one going to defend him. And so Egbuka, and where the ball is placed, it makes the defender miss, and he gets some yardage after the catch. So great job right there. Here we go. Under a minute to go in the first quarter. Here's Howard. Fakes the handoff. He's going to take off and run with it himself, and he'll be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Great stop right there by Oregon. So, clock is ticking. 2nd and 10 for Ohio State. Jeremiah Smith getting a breather, much deservedly so. Right now, the night, Jeremiah Smith, 4 receptions, 118 yards. Just ridiculous. So here we go. Will Howard takes the snap, gives it up to Quinshon Judkins, who's going to try to get the edge, and he will run out of bounds. So 8 seconds ago in the first quarter of what has been a dominant performance so far by Ohio State. And that will be it for the first quarter. Ohio State 14-0 in the Rose Bowl. We'll be back in just a moment to the Rose Bowl game. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Rose Bowl game right here on Saber Broadcast Network. Of course, like I said a while ago, they have officially announced that the Sugar Bowl will take place tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Central Time. So, of course, like I said, after the game, look for a community post to see whether or not we'll be bringing it to you or not. We will definitely see about that. Right quick before we go to another commercial break, here is our trivia question for today. When was the first time Oregon and Ohio State played against each other in football? We will see you in a moment. All right, here's Howard, and that'll be incomplete. Looking for Jeremiah Smith. 4th and 5 as Oregon will get off the field. And coming up at halftime here tonight, we are going to show the last little bit of our New Year's special. So that will be fun. So here we go. Fielding looking to kick a field goal, 46 yards. That one is up, and it is good. So Ohio State will add 3 more to their lead here today. 17-0 at the Rose Bowl. As Jeremiah Smith here today has just gone nuts. I mean, some of these catches are just remarkable. And really, you think about it, it is incredible. So, like I said before, we have our halftime show coming up with the last little bit of our New Year's Eve special from last night. But Jeremiah Smith, 6'3", 215. He's built like Terrell Owens, Julio Jones. That's what I was saying. He's a bigger, bulkier type of receiver who can just move down the field in such a way. It's graceful and amazing to watch, as Oregon will get the football here, and that will be a touchback. So here we go, 14:50 to go before halftime. 1st and 10 for the Oregon Ducks. So we'll see what Oregon can do. Right now, this is the time where if you're Dan Lanning, it doesn't matter what you do, you got to do something to try to get back in this ball game. So here we go. Dillon Gabriel takes the snap, hands it off to Jordan James, who's met at the line of scrimmage. And that is Ransom with the hit. And Jordan James he got leveled. Here we go. 2nd and 7 for the Oregon Ducks. Clock ticking. Running back Jordan James to the left of the quarterback. It's a pitch to him. And just not much going on the run. And really, I think if Oregon wants to have a chance to win, they've got to get that passing game going. And because the run is just not there at the moment. So, of course, they're showing right now, Ohio State, when it comes to Ohio State's defense, they've got a lot of experienced guys. Here we go. Here is Gabriel looking to throw. That'll be caught. Trayshawn Holden, 1st down, Oregon. And that is what they needed. They finally got something. And I think he kept possession of that ball. It's just kind of hard to see whether or not he dropped it. Here we go. Here's the snap. Gives it to Jordan James. And he'll get a few yards right there, but nothing more. 2nd down for the Oregon Ducks. And like I said, Jordan James, there just hasn't been a whole lot of space for him to run here early in this ball game. So 2nd and 8 now for Oregon. Here's the snap. Jordan James again, and he will go back to the line of scrimmage. But that's just all. 3rd down for Oregon. So Ohio State's defense has been shutting down this Oregon run game. 3rd and 8. Only 13 rush yards for Oregon here today. 21 for Ohio State. So here we go. Running back to the right of the quarterback, Dillon Gabriel. Gabriel's got looks like about 3 guys in motion. And there's Tej Johnson with the catch short of the line to gain. So now it'll be 4th down. And we'll see. But it looks like they're going to leave the offense out there. They need to get something. They need to get this 4th down converted because they haven't put any points up. And if you punt this ball back and if Ohio State goes down and scores, this is over early in this game. And Ryan Day will burn a timeout. So, making Dan Lanning have to think about whether or not he wants to do it or not. Either way, we will see you on the other side of this commercial break. All right, welcome back, everybody. National broadcast still at commercial break. 17-0 as Oregon will consider going for this right here. So far in this ball game, Ohio State, their offense has just been dynamic and really just Oregon's had no stop, just has had no answers in that first quarter for Ohio State. Oh, that's something I forgot to do. I forgot to move our quarter to number 2. Forgot to do that. Sorry about that. But 17-0 Ohio State. What a game so far. But of course, as we said before, just, probably the last time I'll mention it, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon will be the Sugar Bowl after the terror attack in New Orleans, Louisiana on the French Quarter. They're on Bourbon Street. Very sad situation as a terrorist hopped in a pickup truck and ran through a crowd of people, injuring a lot of people, killing a bunch of people too. So, of course, prayers go out to them, and hopefully by 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, everything will be safe and ready to go down there in New Orleans for the Sugar Bowl between Georgia and Notre Dame. But here we go. 4th and 3. Dillon Gabriel and the Oregon offense is out there. 11-17 on 4th downs this season. Dillon Gabriel looking, throwing, nearly intercepted. It will be Ohio State football. And right here, 11 minutes to go before halftime. Folks, it's kind of getting out of hand. Oregon's offense hasn't done anything. And quite frankly, this has gotten out of hand. And Ohio State, they played a week and a half ago in that first round game. And I think that's the thing people are going to be interested to see is, does having rest play better, or is it the idea of playing a game? But here we go. Here's a run, and that's Judkins again. and he gets a few yards. I want to read this question. So somehow this looks like the worst playoff game yet. I wouldn't go that far yet. Potentially it could be, but if Ohio State wins the championship, if they play every game like they have so far, then it will be very dominant performances from this Ohio State team. Either way, here is Will Howard looking to throw, going deep, got a man wide open. Jeremiah Smith, touchdown. No one had Jeremiah Smith. And with 10.5 before halftime, Ohio State is up 23-0. Dan Lanning is a guy who prides himself on defense. Well, I'll tell you one thing. They better get this figured out and quick. 23-0. Extra point, up and good. Ohio State. 24-0. Keep in mind, they scored 31 total against Oregon in that first matchup. They are on pace to well exceed that. And Jeremiah Smith just behind, just gets right behind the defense. And there's just nowhere. I mean, the defense just loses him. You can't lose a guy like that. 24-0 Ohio State. I can't even believe what I'm watching right now. Just wow. Either way, we'll see on the other side. All right. All righty. So, 24-0. I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. What do you even say at the moment? This is just it's just ridiculous seeing what's going on at the moment. Just completely ridiculous. Ohio State up 24-0. Oregon, to be the best team in the country, they just don't look like it right now. But you just see an Ohio State team that I think, I mean, Ryan Day has this team clicking. I think Ryan Day was tired of all the noise of, oh, well, you can't win a big game. Well, right here, right now, they are out to prove something to everyone. And Ohio State, my goodness. So here we go, 10.5 to go. Oregon's going to get the football. But man, what a game. So there's the kickoff. So Oregon ball. So this is Monday. Jeremiah Smith apparently said, so I'm just letting everybody know right now that if you play man Wednesday, we're taking a shot. Man, I mean, hey, he's been lighting Oregon up. They got to play better. Here we go, Gabriel, and just nowhere to go for the run game. Jordan James, there's just nowhere to go with the run. Passing game, not a whole lot there either. So it's like, if you're Oregon, there's just not much. And Jordan James is headed to the locker room. So that must have been the backup running. Here we go. Here is Gabriel going to throw it. That is his man. And that's Tez Johnson. Third down now for Oregon. And I mean, I think this is the thing is, and I've said it before, I did not think Oregon, I mean, in my bracket, I picked, I think it was Tennessee to beat Oregon. And it's because I didn't think a team like Oregon could go undefeated all season long. I mean, going undefeated for a full season in college football, especially now that you're going to have to play win 16 games. If you're Oregon, it's hard. Here's Gabriel. He's trying to look for someone, and he'll just throw that away. Nearly picked off in the process. 4th and 4. And again, Oregon will have to punt. And already this game is out of hand. And Gabriel just had to throw it away. Nearly intercepted right there by that defense of Ohio State. So Ross James out to punt. And that will be Ohio State football. That will run out of bounds. So Ohio State, 8:59 to go in the second quarter. We will see what they do. But clearly they definitely coming out trying to prove that they deserved to be ranked a little higher than 8. Either way, let's go to a commercial break. We'll be back. And here's the snap. Hands it to Audric Estime, and that is and should be a touchdown. Here we go. Bryson Mars has got his back behind him. It is Jaquindon Jackson. Here's the snap. Bryson Barnes looking deep. He's got a man. It's caught! He's gone! Touchdown early! All right. Welcome back, everybody. Ohio State up 24-0. It's just ridiculous to think about this being a blowout already. So, of course, trivia question right there. Oregon, when was the first time Oregon and Ohio State played? I'll give you part of the answer, which is they've played 10 times in its history. Or 11 times now. Because when I saw the article, it was not accurate. And another point that you can keep in mind, I believe Ohio State leads this series 9-2. So Of course, if you think you know the answer to the trivia question, then by all means, go ahead and try to answer it as best as you can. Either way, we'll take another commercial break and we'll see you on the other side. All right, welcome back, everybody. So, of course, a little bit later here in the broadcast, we will announce the answer to trivia question. 24-0 here in the second quarter. Ohio State with the football. Okay. Okay. So Tez Johnson and Jordan James are out for the moment. But here's Trevion Henderson getting the edge. Trevion Henderson, he's got a couple men to beat. He's down the sideline. Touchdown, Ohio State. And 66 yards, 1 carry. And yeah, this game is all but over. 8:47 before halftime. And I feel confident in saying this game is over. If this is still going to be played the way it is, Oregon has no shot whatsoever. Wow. Trevion Henderson. And see what happened here. Ohio State, they've been throwing the ball all over the field all day long. And Trevion Henderson gets his touch. And he's gone. He is gone to the end zone. Here's Fielding. It is up and it is good. 31-0. Just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous. And I mean, it just makes you wonder, had Ohio State played this way the entire, like if they would have played this way against Michigan, I mean, come on. They would, there is no doubt. They probably would have been in the Big Ten championship, and they probably would have beat this Oregon team to get a bye and play here in the Rose Bowl with that bye. Just ridiculous. But the total yards tonight, Ohio State 347 to Oregon 66. That is ridiculous. And we still got 8:47 before halftime. As Oregon will bring it back. And so the Ohio State players trying to get their fans going. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Ducks. Here is a carry. And there's just nowhere for that run game today for Oregon. That is Noah Whittington, and there's just nowhere to go. 2nd and long now for the Ducks. 2nd and 12. Ohio State with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter already has as much as what they scored against Oregon. in the regular season, as there's a pass which is nearly intercepted. Jack Sawyer, 3rd and 12 for the Ducks. Words can't explain just how crazy this game has been. It's just like Gabriel and this Oregon offense, there's just nothing. Here we go. Here's Gabriel. Looking, throwing. Incomplete. Caleb Downs with the stop. 4th and 12. And so Oregon will have to punt once again. And you can see Trayshawn Holden upset on that sideline. Little note for you. This is the 2nd straight year Caleb Downs has played in the Rose Bowl. Of course, last year playing for Alabama in that loss to Michigan. And there's the punt and just a low drive. And it'll be Ohio State football up 31-0. 7:50 to go until halftime. What a crazy game. This year, Caleb Downs is the Big Ten Defensive Back of the Year. He's a consensus All-American. So here we go. Will Howard and the Ohio State offense, we'll see what they decide to do here. Here we go. Here is a run to Quinshon Judkins. Judkins, 1st down, and this defense has no answer. Just no answers at all. And you can just see Judkins just breaking through. I mean, it takes a lot to get him down. And Oregon, I mean, they're struggling. But here we go. Judkins to the left of Will Howard. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Judkins. Judkins will get dropped, but not before a gain of about 5 yards there for Ohio State. Under 7 to go before halftime. 2nd and 6. 31-0. Oregon's defense, though, has really been struggling. Yeah, I agree with this. But here we go. Here is a run. This is Emeka Buka, and he'll pick up a few yards. I do agree, though. I did not think this was going to be this bad. Crazy. Of course, winner of this game will go play Texas next Friday night, on January the 10th, 6:30. So 3rd and 2 for Ohio State. Will Howard, of course, still in there. They're 2 of 4 on 3rd downs here today. Howard takes the snap, barreling ahead, and I don't think there's any question. He got the 1st down right there. Under 6 to go before halftime, and Ohio State, what you saw to begin the game is all the shots, throwing the ball all around the field. And now they're happy to just run the football, run this clock down. They're very content. What a ball game. They got 373 already in the first half. Here we go, Howard. Hands it off to Smith on the end around, and he'll get about 5 yards. That'll be it for Jeremiah Smith. So now clock is ticking still. 2nd and 5 for Ohio State. Ryan Day just has to be pleased with the way his team is playing. That's 5 receptions, 161 yards, and 2 touchdowns today for Jeremiah Smith. Here's the throw, and that'll get out wide, and a first down. Carnell Tate with the catch for the Buckeyes. So clock continues to roll a little bit. On the season, Carnell Tate, 43 receptions, 611 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the season. 4 minutes to go. Of course, Brian Hartline is I believe he's the wide receivers coach. Take a shot to the end zone, and that'll be incomplete. Looking for Carnell Tate again. And so 3:46 to go before halftime. And so if you're watching here, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer to our trivia question. 1957. Ohio State won the game 10-7. That is the answer to our trivia question, which was, when was the first time Oregon and Ohio State played? 1957. All right, here we go. Here is the run, and a couple of yards there for Judkins. Not much after that. So 3rd down, 8 yards to have to get right here on an 8-play, 43-yard drive. 4.5 minutes taken off the clock. So here we go. Howard got 3 receivers, 1 running back. Howard looking to throw, and just a little bit ahead of his running back, Henderson. Had he put it just maybe a hair shorter, then that would have been an easy touchdown. But here we go. Field goal kicker Jade Fielding is out there. Jaden Fielding. Had to make sure I was right about that. So 36 yards. Kick is up. Kick is good. 3 more for the Buckeyes. 34-0 with 2:59 before halftime. It is crazy. Of course, right now, Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit on the national broadcast, they're just giving their thoughts on the game so far. But you got to say, for Oregon's sake, this has just not been their day. Ohio State, 390 yards, to 64 of Oregon. That is crazy. So here we go. 2:59. Ohio State will kick it off. Let's see if Oregon can get something going here, as that kick will go to the back of the end zone. Been a busy day for Jaden Fielding. But if this result holds, we're not going to have an undefeated team in the first iteration of the 12-team playoff. Comment below. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are, but do you think it's a good thing not having an undefeated team within a 12-team field, or do you think it's just completely impossible at this point with the 12-team playoff and having to play as many games as you have to? As here's Gabriel looking, throwing. That will be caught. And just not much going. That's just caught the line of scrimmage. Looks like that was Whittington, I believe, with the catch. So second down, clock will move. 9 yards have to get for Oregon. That was a long yard, though, that's for sure. 2:30 to go. Of course, offense looking back at the sideline, trying to get their play call. Tez Johnson in motion, so he's back in the ball game. Here's a handoff, and I believe that's Whittington getting a few yards right there. Going to be third down for Oregon. So they love going with tempo, but they are, with the way they're playing today, they can't really do that, as we have hit the 2-minute timeout here in the second quarter. 2 minutes to go before halftime of what has been a dominant performance by the Ohio State Buckeyes. We will be back to the Rose Bowl in just a moment. All right, I am back. Had to leave the studio just for a second. I'm good. Game still at commercial break. This is just, it's just been surprising. That got a good point from a friend, saying something that surprised him is that teams that got the auto bid, except Georgia, has either lost or they are losing. It's crazy. So, got a long way to go still, but we'll see what Oregon can do right here. I believe it's third down. They, hit the 2-minute timeout. So here we go. Here is Gabriel looking, rolling, now throwing. And I believe, yes, it's caught. There was a lot of white jerseys around there, but that was caught by Terrence Ferguson. Clock moving. Gabriel 11-18, 65 yards today. Tez Johnson in motion. Gabriel Takes the snap, looking to throw, going deep, and too far ahead of his receiver, looking for Tez Johnson. Be 2nd and 10 for Oregon, for 1:26 to go. And Tez Johnson ball was just put way too far ahead of him. So 2nd and 10 for Oregon. 34-0 though. Can Oregon get back in this ball game? Gabriel rolling, looking, trying to escape some pressure, and he'll be taken down for a sack. It's going to be 3rd down and a long way to go. Tui Molawau is an incredible defensive player for Ohio State, and he is showing it right now why he is one of the best players on this Ohio State defense. So here we go. Here's Dylan Gabriel. Looking, throwing. Now to be caught. And going down the sidelines. That's a great play right there by Trayshawn Holden. 30 seconds to go. And finally, here at the end of the second quarter, we're seeing Oregon finally getting going. Gabriel looking, and he'll throw it back to his running back, Noah Whittington. He'll get a few yards right there, and clock is continuing to roll, but now 16 seconds, and it looks like Oregon may have Oregon took a timeout. So 2nd and 6, definitely. I mean, field goal is fine, but you need a touchdown to keep yourself in the ball game. I mean, right here, if you get a touchdown, and then in the third quarter, if you go get a couple touchdowns, and then you could potentially get yourself back in this ball game, depending on how you play this, and if your defense can show up and stop Ohio State and not allow any more points. But definitely going to be interesting to see what they do here. 17 seconds to go. 2nd and 6 for the Ducks. Of course, like I said earlier, coming up at halftime, we're going to play our ending of the New Year's Eve special we had last night. Here we go. Here's Gabriel. Looking, rolling around. He's going to scramble, and he will get out of bounds. I don't think, he did not get the first down, but he's very close. Be 3rd down, 9 seconds to go. So you could potentially, depending on how you play this, you could potentially get 2 plays out of this before having to kick a field goal. One, you get at least a play. You get at least a play before having to kick a field goal. Let's see. Most likely a shot to the end zone is what you're going to get. Quick release. Whittington across the middle, and now you got to stop the clock quick. 2 seconds, and Oregon will stop the clock. And so Lanning, of course, taking a timeout. We'll see what they decide to do here. But they definitely, I would say, touchdown is what you need. Field goal is fine, but it's not going to do much for you. 34-0 though. That's just a crazy score. So here we go. 3 seconds to go. The offense is out there for the Oregon Ducks, and we'll see what they can draw up here. So here we go. And looks like Ohio State calls a timeout. So both teams have one timeout left. Both probably will be just left. But 34-0 Ohio State. Ohio State's defense in the red zone has been incredible. Goodness. Had to yawn. So here we go. 1st and goal for the Oregon Ducks. We'll see what they decide to do here, down 34-0. Can they get a score? Something they need. Whittington moves to the right of Gabriel. Here's Gabriel. Looking, rolling. He's going to throw in the back of the end zone. It's caught by Trayshawn Holden. Touchdown, Oregon. So Oregon will finally score here at the end of the first half. That 1 foot is down for Trayshawn Holden. That is a touchdown. It is much needed. And who knows, depending on how the remainder of this game goes, Oregon could potentially get itself back in the ball game. So here we go. They're going to go for 2. Here we go. Gabriel rolling, looking, throwing, and they got the 2. So it'll be 34-8 at the break. And Oregon's going to get the ball to start the second half. So that was big. That was big. 34-8. So they could potentially. So that is big. Oregon gets the ball to start the second half. So who knows? I mean, hey, I know they're down 20. They're down 26. But, you know, being down 26 and it's at halftime, you get the ball back. Depending on if you get a touchdown and score, I mean, you gotta be positive here and say, hey, there actually is a chance. So, who knows? Either way, it is time to go to halftime. And so here is the end of our New Year's Eve special from yesterday. We hope that you enjoyed that. All right, we are back. So Colton joins us. How are you, Colton?
Pretty good. Thank you for having me.
So, first off, did you see much of the Boise State game? And secondly, what is your thoughts on the game?
No, I chose. Well, I watched a little bit, and I just how the other games have been. I just chose not to watch too much of it. But seeing the result, I was actually pleasantly surprised by how close it was. But I think when we get into the top 4, that's when I'm gonna start really paying attention. But as of right now, I'm just hoping Ashton Jennings could carry them. But he didn't play too well, did he? He played okay.
Well,
For his standards, bad.
for his standards, it was bad.
Mm.
But for he really, I mean, Penn State's defense, I think, really zoned in on trying to stop Ashton Genty.
Mhm.
That was their game
Well,
plan.
I mean, if you stop Pastor Jenny, you stop the whole team because he is the team.
Right. And I mean, I thought their passing game did decently, but I mean, that's just not their identity.
Mhm,
It was Ashton Genty run the football. That's Boise State.
mhm.
But
Yep. But Penn State, of what I saw, Penn State played well, and that tight end, he's scary.
he's going to be good.
He's big hard to beat.
I mean, I said it while doing the game. If there's two teams that you can always count on having a really good tight end, Penn State and Iowa, both of the Big Ten, they
And
always have good tight
And
ends.
Michigan, like most
I
of
forgot
them,
about Michigan.
like every 2, 3 years, Michigan will have a good one. Georgia, Georgia has not had a bad tight end in like 5 years.
That's
They
true.
had Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, and then they had 2 or 3 this year. Lawson Lucky and what's his name? Was he sophomore? What was his name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, they had 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So they were pretty good. I still think Georgia's winning it all, but I wouldn't be shocked if Penn State actually wins it after watching how they played, but I don't
The
know.
one
Georgia's scary. I don't know.
the one thing that I mean, if I am sitting here thinking about Penn State, the one thing that kind of makes me worried about them is Drew Out
What's
because some throws are like incredible, and he's like where he puts the ball is just incredible. But then you have these sidearm throws where it's like way out of the hands of his receiver, like nowhere for his receiver to go get it. So just
well, I mean, I see what you're saying. Oh, Happy New Year, Chris Naylor. Happy New Year. Um, but I don't know. I think he's okay. If you're fussing with some of the decision making of him, then you need to watch Ohio State because that quarterback, Will Howard, he makes the worst. Like he's terrible. I mean, not okay. If he makes a good decision, he's great. But like the Oregon game, he ruined that game. There are 4 or 5 like towards the end of the game, there are 4 or 5 different plays that he just like he didn't have to mess them up, and he did. So like I think you saw it like the last play of that Oregon game. Um, there was like 3 seconds left, and instead of throwing the ball away, um, he went and tried to scramble and got sacked. So
you know.
it's just not really good decision making. So I mean, if you're gonna say that about Drew Aller, you kind of just they kind of described like 4 or 5. And like Notre Dame's quarterback, he doesn't make good decisions. He's probably one of the worst in the playoff. I still think Hunter Stockton might be better than people think, but I don't know.
So you said you think Georgia is going to win it all.
I think so. If not Georgia, either Ohio State or Oregon. But Penn State they're currently like at first I thought they were a little overrated, but so far they've handled business pretty well. But it's just gonna depend. They just have to show up. As long as their running backs are great. They have great tight end, great defense. I like their quarterback. I don't see what's like they check all the boxes. I don't see many issues with them. As for I see tons of issues with Notre Dame. Oregon's missing their quarterback. Like I said, I think Gunnar Stockton's be better than people think. Ohio State has a lot of problems that coaching, their quarterbacks, and but then Ohio State probably has the best receiver room out of all in the playoff,
Yeah.
and they have great running backs. So I don't think if Ohio State plays well, they should win it all. They have the most talent, but they're not going to. I'd be shocked if they beat Oregon by more than like a field goal or you know a touchdown. Oregon's the one team that I'm just like kind of counting out because I feel like Oregon's kind of like how Texas was last year. Like they're in there and like they're obviously good, but like I just don't see them going far. They're kind of just in there, just being there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Texas hasn't played no one. Texas will beat Arizona State, but whoever they go against next, they're done for.
Yeah. Well, and that brings me to a question. what did you think about the format when it came to seeding these teams? And then, secondly, if you didn't agree with the way they formatted it, how should they? How like if they go back to the drawing board, and, after after the playoff is over, what are you changing?
I mean, what do you mean by the formatting? Like
Like, okay, you have the top four conference
oh,
champions get a bye, and then Clemson is the fifth highest ranked champion, but they don't get a bye. They get to the 12th seed, which I mean, you kind of can't help that.
okay.
But they get a 12 seed. How like if we're doing top five conference champions, don't you want to put Clemson at five by that logic? Why are they at 12 and the other four conference champions are in the top four seeds?
So I don't. Okay, I like that you're rewarding the conference champions, but it's super unfair. Like adding the group of five in there, and then it just feels like they're being inclusive while also just like ignoring Notre Dame. Because like how it is right now, Notre Dame will never be able to have a bye, which is dumb. But like a team like Army, if they could have played a little better, Army could have had a bye this season, you know? Like, if a few different things happen. So I just don't understand. Like, if you're going I don't know. Like, maybe if you did, like 'cause, like, it's a tough thing to decide on. Like, it should like, I feel like adding the conference champions in there kinda makes confusion for it, because you just did the top 12 highest ranked teams, then, like, there would've been no, like, confusion. Like, it would've been, the top 12 teams.
Right.
And then it would've eliminated like, Boise State would've been in there, obviously, but they wouldn't have been as high. Boise State
Right.
would've played against a better team, and they would've had the bye. Like, it's just
The only the only thing that would have been different, Alabama would have got the 11th seed.
mhm.
Arizona State would be 12.
And
So Clemson, you just basically swap Alabama and Clemson. That's just the only change you have from if you went from the
yeah,
guarantee
but seeding would
to
change.
yeah,
Like, Arizona State would not have been as high.
Arizona
Ev
State would be the 12th seed.
Mhm. So, like and I feel like that's a good way to do it because then it gives Notre Dame, a bit of an advantage. Because Notre Dame deserves an advantage. One loss, even though their loss is probably one of the worst in the whole playoff, one loss is, impressive. But I just don't feel like I like the 4 teams, and I was not, like, opposed to 6 teams or 8 teams, but 12 teams just feels kinda dumb because you put yourself in that position where, like, it's even more confusing than just 4. Because, like, if you leave like, you're gonna have a 3-loss team in every year. You're gonna have every team's gonna have, like, 2 losses. I mean, it just feels like it's just a lot more to have to, like, think about, and, like, obviously, it hasn't been working well because all the games have been bad. Like, when your closest game is still, like, what, a 13? Like, it's still, like, a big, like, deficit. It just kinda shows you that putting these teams that should not have a bye in a bye just kinda makes it hard. Like, it's just unfair to, like, teams that deserve a bye and then don't get it. But I don't know.
All right. Well, here is this is the website from the college football playoff where it has the rankings. So this is just what it would have been. You would have had Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Penn State get the byes, and then you would have had Notre Dame hosting Arizona State, Ohio State hosting Alabama, Tennessee hosting SMU, Indiana hosting Boise State.
These are better games. But was it Notre Dame versus Arizona State would have been Notre Dame blowout, easy. Ohio State, Bama, and look, okay, the thing today with Bama losing to Michigan is basically just mill railed a bunch of, like, back of the third string. Um, and it was Michigan, pretty much Michigan's normal team, but without all their draft players. Which I mean, say what you will, but both teams were underpowered. It was kind of just a nothing game, and I mean that's what bowl games are. Like I still wish that bowl games were a big deal, but I don't know. But if you have, like, fully like, all like, Bama actually trying, they would've still had Justice Haynes, they would've had all those other guys who are transferring and all. Like, that would've been a good game, Ohio State, Alabama. I
Yeah.
think Ohio State would probably end up winning, but not by a lot, but they
Right.
probably would've won. Tennessee SMU is not a terrible it's better than Penn State SMU, I guess.
I think Tennessee would have won the game.
Tennessee would've easily won, and Indiana Boise State would've been a really fun game.
That I do agree.
I think
Indiana,
Boise State would've won, though,
yeah.
but that would've been a fun game.
Especially, I mean, because it would be both teams are acclimated to the colder weather. So I mean, you got Ashton Jeanty, trying to cut through that defense of Indiana.
But
That'd been cool.
it's so dumb that Bama's ranked over Miami, though. But I don't know.
How
I just don't like the idea of 3 loss being in. But I understand it because they do technically have a better wins, but loss-wise, they have worse losses. So I don't know. Um, then again, something that was good about this year is that you didn't have everyone crying about the media loving Bama or the media hating the team. Like the playoff, there was like almost no one fussing about who got in, who got out. Besides, people who are just diehard Bama fans who are gonna say they deserve being in no matter what, like you. But
oh,
but no, I don't think like I think this year's playoff was very telling, but I don't think it's as bad as it could have been. Like, we coulda got way worse. Although we didn't get great, but we could got way worse.
right.
And a lot comes down to the SEC kinda messed themselves up by scheduling all the, like, tough games. Then they gave Texas and Georgia the easiest schedules. Of course, they got in because they had super
Well,
easy
okay. First of all,
schedules.
Georgia, you got to give them credit. They
Georgia
they played. They, I mean,
I mean, they
honestly,
played
other than Florida, they played the toughest schedule in college football.
okay, they played the 4 probably the better SEC teams, Bama, Texas, Tennessee, and Ole Miss. Great. Then after that, didn't play anyone.
They played Clemson out of conference. That and
Clemson
Clemson made the playoffs. So I mean, you can't really sit there and say,
okay,
"Hey, that's bad."
okay, I'll give you Clemson. But, like, other than those games, I know that's a lot of good games, but, like, they just had a bunch of gimme games, and my thing is, most teams okay, like, Ole Miss had, like, a way tougher schedule, South Carolina had a tougher schedule. Like, there's these teams who, like, you take away, like, 2 or 3 games, they would've been in the playoff, which, I mean, you can say about a lot of teams, but get like, okay, when the problem with the SEC is they give you like, they just beat each other up. Every team has, like, 6 tough games out of 12, and then, like, they'll win 3 or 4, and then they'll lose the rest,
Yeah.
of, like, the tough games. And then they'll lose games that they shouldn't have. Like, Ole Miss lost to Kentucky, they shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah.
They lost to Florida, shouldn't have lost that game. But, it's just I don't know. The SEC just doesn't schedule games. Um, they don't schedule them thinking about the playoff, they schedule them thinking about, "Oh, we're the toughest conference, so we'll prove how tough we are," you know? And it doesn't really help your case when you only have 3 teams in the playoff when you could have very well had 6 or 7,
Yeah.
but beating yourself like and part of the problem is, like, they all lost to teams they shouldn't have. Like, Bama 1 week beats Georgia, next week Vandy goes to Vandy.
Mhm.
Um, Georgia lost to Ole Miss. Ole Miss lost to Kentucky. Tennessee lost to Arkansas was probably the worst of those losses because at least Vandy was, like they tried, I guess. Like, Tennessee, that whole Arkansas game just looked like they were just sleepwalking, you know? And then, like, teams that I thought were gonna be, like, big deals going into the season, like Missouri, um, but they're just, like, Missouri, um, Virginia Tech, um, Michigan was a big one. There's all these little like Arizona, Utah, and I know Utah has a bunch of injuries, but all these teams that you were hyping up to be like playoff teams end up winning like 6, 7 games,
Yeah.
and then like it was just disappointing. And there are these teams that no one wanted to see be good, like Illinois, and I liked Indiana, but like going into the season, I don't think anyone wanted to see those teams be good or be in the playoff. Here we are.
Yeah.
I know Illinois wasn't, but just felt like a weird year.
Yeah. Well, we got just under 13 minutes, Colton, until New Year.
Mhm.
So, I know you got your YouTube channel. Um, what kind of goals do you have set out for your channel?
I don't know about goals. I'm just trying to post stuff and have fun with it. I guess I'm like 5 subscribers away from 400, so I guess trying to get to like 420 maybe. 420 is a bad number.
Oh,
Um,
right.
let's say 430, just avoid 420.
Okay.
Let's say 430. I guess I could do that. You're trying to hit how many this year?
Well, I mean, I tried to hit 100.
You're 2 away. You'll hit that next year by end of January.
Well, I basically said that once the 11 o'clock hour started, that basically um I'll say by February 1st,
February. You should hit that by like January 20 something. Yeah.
hopefully.
But once you hit 100, what's your next goal? 120? 125?
Well, I mean,
You can hit 125
I haven't set a subscriber goal. What I'm saying is, I hope I post a
every day.
video every single day of the year.
That's not too bad. I hope for that.
Yeah. Well, we are so
11
close.
minutes.
Yeah, I know.
What if like the whole world, like all the power in the world shuts down at 12? Be kind of weird.
That would.
Like Y2K.
Oh no. So here's a comment Chris had a while ago. I missed it. It said if Stetson Bennett can win Natty, so could Gunner Stock.
I agree. Georgia's is good. Georgia is good at having bad quarterbacks, or like not elite quarterbacks at least. Like they're elite quarterbacks in the sense that they're good. Like they're 5 stars, they're good and all. But like compared to like okay, was like Jake Fromm. He was good. But was Jake Fromm like he like compared to like other people who were like in the SEC at the same time or like just in football. Like you had Tua, you had Jalen Hurts or not Jalen. Yeah, Jalen Hurts. There's Joe Burrow. There's tons of other SEC quarterbacks. So like and Stetson Bennett was good, but there's Bryce Young. Was Mac Jones in at Alabama around the time Stetson Bennett was around or no? I
They
feel like that.
played. I think they played that one time there in Tuscaloosa during the COVID year.
Yeah.
I think that was
So yeah, Stetson Bennett wasn't like I don't know if Georgia's had a top 5 quarterback in the SEC and like something Matthew Stafford, maybe. I mean, they've had
Aaron Murray is
Aaron Murray was
probably
probably the best.
Aaron Murray has a bunch of records in the SEC.
Yeah, but like, and look, I think Carson Beck was maybe top 5 this year for the SEC, but like it just felt like him and the dude at Texas, not Arch Manning, but Quinn Ewers. It felt like both of them were kind of just not doing much this year. Like, I feel like they got all the hype and just decided just to kind of have just a nothing year, which is fine. But like both their draft stock fell because like at one point Quinn Ewers was supposed to be like one of the first quarterbacks taken. Carson Beck was supposed to be a Heisman, and look where they are now.
Yeah.
They might not even be first 3 rounds. I mean, they probably will be, but I just don't know.
Did you see? Speaking of Joe Burrow, did you see like December? Let's see, December 28th, 2019. Um, he has that incredible game against Oklahoma in the college football playoff.
Mhm.
December 28th, 2024, he leads the Cincinnati Bengals back in overtime, beat the Denver Broncos 30-24 to keep their hopes of going to the NFL playoffs alive.
Same time, different year. So
Same day, different year.
that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Real question: Is Joe Burrow like a top 5 quarterback to come out of LSU ever?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's
Like
right now. I mean, yeah, he's one of the best ones. He's very talented. I mean,
he is one of those quarterbacks that if you sit there and watch him throw the ball, it's kinda cool.
Like, literally, I don't know if I've really ever seen him throw a bad
yeah.
pass.
Like,
Like,
even,
every
like,
single pass is, like, right on the money where his receiver needs to have it. Like, that's how good he is.
and it just goes to show he's made bad receivers good,
Mhm.
like T. Higgins. I mean, T. Higgins isn't bad, but put him on most other teams, he's receiver 3, receiver 4.
Yeah.
Okay, for example, the dude who left to go to Titans, what's his name?
Oh, Cowboy.
Tyler Boyd. He was 1,000 yards, 800 yards, 600 yards every year at the Bengals since Joe Burrow was there. Even before, he was pretty good. But, he went to the Titans. I get it, Titans aren't a great situation QB-wise. But, I mean, he should still be able to put up, like, 400, 500 yards. He got, what, 200 yards? And he might have been hurt or something, but he has not been good, you know? So I just I don't know. Joe Burrow is just one of those, like, talents that are just once in a lifetime, I guess.
And welcome back to the Rose Bowl as part of the college football playoff quarterfinals. You are looking right now at the bracket. As you can see, Ohio State and Oregon is trying to make their way to face the Texas Longhorns in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. And so, welcome back, everybody. Cooper Naylor here with you. Also, do not forget one last promo. Starting in March, again, we're going to be doing the UFL for the first time. So, very excited to get the UFL broadcast going here on Saber Broadcast Network. So, welcome back. What did I think about that first half? Where do I start? Ohio State, their offense came to play. Okay, when I mean they came to play, they dominated. They like literally dominated that first half. Now, Oregon did score there at the end of the first half, so we'll see what they can do as they're going to get the ball to begin the third quarter. So we'll see. They need to get something going here. So here we go. 34-8 Ohio State. 15 minutes, and that kick will go into the end zone. And so Oregon will have the ball. Okay, Jordan James will not be playing for the remainder of this ball game. Evan Stewart is out as well. So, okay, he hasn't played for Oregon today. He's out. So, here we go. Dylan Gabriel gives it off to Whittington, who will get back to the line of scrimmage, and that is all for the Ducks. So second down for Oregon. And just not much on this run. Whittington, he gets the ball, and I mean, there's just not much going if that defensive lineman gets in there, and I mean, you can't really get past him. Second and 10 for Oregon now. Here's the snap. Gabriel looking. Pressure. He's going down. Jack Sawyer in for the tackle. And that is definitely not what Oregon wanted to begin this second half with. Just not any time for Gabriel. He's just taken down. So here we go. 3rd and 22 from the 13-yard line. Today against Oregon, Ohio State's defense has done a whole lot better. Gabriel looking to throw, trying to buy some time. Dancing around now, throwing. That'll be caught near the line. And I think they're going to mark him about a half yard short. And right there is Justice Lowe. 4th and 1, Oregon, they're going to go for it. And what a way for Gabriel getting out of the pocket, making a play that they needed. They're 0-1 on the 4th downs tonight. Fakes the handoff. Gabriel will take off, and I believe he got close. And they're going to give him the first down. And like I said, going to the halftime, there's a potential that with that touchdown, I mean, you could get yourself back in this ball game. So here we go. Gabriel takes the snap. Dropping back to throw. Going to throw it. He's got his man. First down and a little bit more. That's Terrence Ferguson, is tight end. And so now Oregon looks like they're moving up the field a little bit. It was a bad start to this ball game, but hey, they're clawing their way back. Here's Gabriel, and that'll be out wide. It looks like that's Whittington, and that'll be second down. So here we go, second down for Oregon. 2nd and 5. Here we go. Here is Gabriel. Hand it off. And not much going there for Whittington on the ground. So I think what you're seeing right here, Oregon, I think they've got to throw the ball. I mean, as much as I don't like just exclusively going to the pass, I just don't know if there's any other way that you can have success if you're Oregon. You got to go. I mean, you got to pass the ball pretty much the remainder of the game. 3rd and 5. Here's Gabriel dropping back, looking across the middle. He's got his man. Trayshawn Holden, first down, Oregon. And I just think it's impressive watching Gabriel, the time in the pocket, the confidence he has in the pocket. It's incredible. So here we go. On this drive, Dylan Gabriel, 4 of 4, 58 yards. Here's Gabriel, fakes the handoff, looking, pressure coming. He's going to dance around now, find his tight end, Terrence Ferguson. 1st and goal, Oregon. And so now Oregon is in position where they can score. And they really thought he was going to scramble. They got off Ferguson, and right when that happened, Gabriel gets it to his tight end, who makes a big play. Under 10 to go in the third quarter. First and goal, Oregon. Here we go. Gabriel hands it off to his running back. Now to get about a yard, and that is it. And that is Jaden Lamar. My dog out there. Second and goal for Oregon. This is 10 plays, 73 yards on this drive. They've had the ball for the entirety of the third quarter so far. So here we go. Second and goal. What can the Ducks get here? You need a touchdown to stay in this ball game. And a flag for delay of game. Or actually, it looks like they got a timeout just in time. So Oregon takes a timeout. And they got a chance to score. And if they score, I mean, there may be a chance they could come back in this ball game. Just have to wait and see what Ohio State's offense does after the end of this Oregon drive when you return. All right, welcome back, everybody. We're still at a commercial break, waiting to see what Oregon will do. I think this is what I said a minute ago. When they throw the ball this half, and the whole game, I feel like if they can get the pass going, that's big. The run game just hasn't been there. So that's something I think they're just going to have to just predominantly try to throw the ball and see what the defense will do and see where we're at after that. So let's take another short break and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everybody. Oregon trying to mount an improbable comeback. Tonight, he started 11 of 19 for 65 yards. Since then, 9 of 9 for 144 and a touchdown. So here we go. What does Oregon have right here? Second and goal. Gabriel under center. Here's a snap, handoff, and it's Whittington. Did he get in? He is in. Oregon touchdown. And that is what the Oregon Ducks needed, was to get another touchdown and get themselves just a little bit closer, and that is what they did. Noah Whittington with the 3-yard score for the Oregon Ducks. And that is big. Yeah, he's in. He is in. 11 plays, 75 yards, 6 minutes, 5 seconds. So here we go. Here's the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 34-15 is your score now. As the 13-0 Ducks have a little bit of life, down 19. Still a long way to go, but hey, they have a shot. That's what they were wanting, and that's what they have now. They got a shot. So we'll see how their defense holds up when you return. Welcome back, everybody, to the college football playoff here on Saber Broadcast Network. Oregon, they got a touchdown, and they have made this game just a little bit closer. So let's take another commercial break, and we'll see you on the other side. So, welcome back, everybody. Let's just take another look at this bracket, because I'm just letting you look. So, Ohio State and Oregon, right now, their reward for winning this game would be the Cotton Bowl against Texas. Now, granted, right now, between Texas and Penn State, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just got a gut feeling like if those two had to play right now, I feel like Penn State would win the ball game. The way that Texas played and they allowed Arizona State to come back in that game the way they did, not a great sign if you're a Texas fan. So here we go. Oregon will kick it back to that impressive, explosive offense of Ohio State. So there's the kick. And this one will be called for a fair catch. So we will see what the Ohio State Buckeyes can do. They want to maintain the edge. So here we go. 8:55 to go in the third quarter, Ohio State ball. Let's see what they can do here. So here we go. Will Howard takes the snap, hands it off. Trevion Henderson. He'll get a few yards on the carry, but not much after that. I would say that's a good first play for that Oregon defense. If you're trying to get yourself back in this ball game, definitely a good stop right there. So yeah, Oregon, of course, has scored 15 unanswered. That's 2 touchdowns. Of course, first touchdown there at the end of the first half. Oregon went for 2. Here we go. Will Howard takes the snap, fakes the handoff, now throwing it out wide. Emeka Egbuka is met. And so, third down for the Buckeyes. Great stop right there by Jabbar Muhammad. So, Ohio State tonight has only punted the ball once, and that was on the second drive of the game. So here we go. What can they do? Howard running out of time. Got to throw it, and that one's incomplete. And Oregon's got a chance. 4th and 3, and Oregon's going to get the ball back. And that is not the way you want your second half to start if you're Oregon, or not Oregon, but if you're Ohio State. If you're Ohio State, you need to keep the gas on, and that right there was not a great start. McGuire to punt, Tez Johnson to return. Be Oregon football, and fair catch called for. So 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Oregon, they have got a chance. Think about how crazy that is. Wow. We'll see you on the other side of this commercial break, folks. Oregon will get the ball with a chance. I mean, there's 7.5 to go here in the third quarter. They've got a chance to cut this to either a 12 or 11 point lead of Ohio State. What a crazy turn of events that we had at the end of the first half. So, hey, here we are. We'll see what happens on the other side of this commercial break. back, everybody. Waiting on the national broadcast to come back. Of course, got a couple of they're promoting the NFL games coming up this weekend. Should be interesting. They got 2 different games, so we'll see how those games are. Rose Bowl from beautiful Pasadena, California. So here we go. Here is Dillon Gabriel looking to throw, going to throw it. That one's tipped up in the air and nearly intercepted. Crisis averted, I would say. That was a dangerous pass. But I mean, it got blocked, it got tipped up in the air. And so he got lucky there. Jack Sawyer was the man who tipped the ball. So here we go. Whittington to the left of Dillon Gabriel. Man in motion for Gabriel. Takes the snap. He's looking. Pressure. He's got to look and figure it out, and he's going to get sacked. And Ohio State gets a stop, and now it's 3rd down. I would say right now, this is a big moment in this football game. The reason why I say that is because you have got to figure out, you got to get this first down. You got to get this first down if you're Oregon to stay in the ball game. 3rd and 17. Gabriel all alone in the backfield. He's got 5 receivers out wide. So here we go. Play clock running down. Man in motion. Here's Gabriel taking the snap. Got a little bit of pressure, stepping up in the pocket. He's going down again. He is going down again. 4th down. And Ohio State gets a stop. That is huge. Right here in this moment. Just when you thought Oregon was going to start getting a little bit of momentum, try to get something going, and potentially cut into this lead once again, there is a sack on 3rd and long, and now it's 4th and 23, and Oregon will have to punt. Wow. So here is the punt, and it'll be Ohio State football as Caleb Downs will let that roll. So it's going to be great starting field position if you are the Ohio State Buckeyes. So got about 5.5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. The Ohio State Buckeyes still hold on to this lead, and they're feeling pretty good about that. So we'll see you after this commercial. Excuse me, I had to yawn there for a second. Of course, we are here in the 3rd quarter, and a drive that the Buckeyes were, I mean, not the Buckeyes, but the Ducks, they were looking to possibly go down, score a touchdown, keep this momentum going, which not to be. So we're going to take one last commercial break, and we'll be right back before we go to the 3rd quarter. Or okay, yes, we will take a commercial break. All right, here we go. What a game so far. They're talking about the other quarterfinal games so far. We had Penn State taking down Boise State last night. Of course, Texas was in a close one with Arizona State today. And here we go. Here's Will Howard looking to throw, and that one will be flipped up to Trevion Henderson for a gain of about a yard. And so the bracket, Texas moves on to face the winner of this game between Oregon and Ohio State. And, of course, Penn State will play the winner of Notre Dame and Georgia, which will be playing tomorrow. And, of course, like I told you earlier, we'll wait and possibly put something on the community post about whether or not we would be doing the Georgia-Notre Dame game tomorrow. So here we go, 2nd and 9 for the Buckeyes. Will Howard all alone. He'll throw it quick to Trevion Henderson out wide. Another just 1 yard gain. And so now to be 3rd down as Oregon's defense has come alive a little bit. Just like a little halfback screen pass. Just not a lot doing if you're Trevion Henderson. So 3rd and 8. If you're Ohio State, you got to get something here to keep this big lead. If you're Oregon, you got to get a stop. Let's see what happens. Howard looking, throwing. 1st down, Jeremiah Smith. Who else but Jeremiah Smith? This guy, he just makes enough space, and he turns around. He's like, Will, throw me the ball. And the ball's put right where Jeremiah Smith needs it. 1st down, Buckeyes. 6 receptions, 171 yards. That is crazy. Will Howard takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Henderson. Will Howard looking, throwing. That one's caught. Jeremiah Smith again. What a catch. Keeping his foot. He got a foot down. That is incredible. Jeremiah Smith. 7 for 187 now. Wow. That is impressive. So here we go. Man in motion. Will Howard takes a snap, hands it off, and it's Quinshawn Judkins trying to get to the outside, and he will. And there's a face mask on. It looks like Muhammad will most likely get that face mask, and that'll push the ball even further for the Buckeyes. But, wow. So here we go, Ohio State. That was a face mask penalty. And so, of course, 1st and goal here for the Buckeyes. I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If Ohio State scores right here, if they score a touchdown, this ball game's over. I have a hard time believing Oregon can come back from that. Here's a pitch. Trevion Henderson looking. He's in. And that, quite frankly, probably is the dagger. 40-15 at the Rose Bowl. It is crazy to think the number one team, undefeated all season long, is down 40-15 in the Rose Bowl. I feel like I'm probably wrong, but the last team to be ranked number one that lost this way in the college football playoff was like Alabama to Clemson back like 6 years ago. As the extra point is good. 41-15. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong about that. But I feel like like I said, last time I feel like a number one team in the college football playoff got beat this bad was Alabama to Clemson in like the 2019 or 2018 season, 2019 CFP national championship game. But man, Oregon just not their day. Just not their day. 41-15. Trevion Henderson, he's got 47 total touchdowns in his career at Ohio State. There's the kickoff. That one will go into the back of the end zone and for a touchback. So it'll be Oregon ball. So here we go. Dylan Gabriel in at quarterback. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Got his man, and that'll be complete and making a little bit of a play. That is, trying to see if I can search all over my Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end, with the catch. Clock moving. 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here is Gabriel looking. Now going to throw across the middle. That'll be caught. And that is Whittington close to the first down line. We take it down for the Ducks. About 1 or 2 yards have to get. Here's Gabriel looking, throwing. That is incomplete. It's a 3rd and 2 now for the Ducks. And again, Jack Sawyer there to deflect that. Jack Sawyer's had a great game for Ohio State. There is no doubt about that. So here we go, 3rd and 2 for the Oregon Ducks. Gabriel sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Now looking. He'll run up, and he's going to be taken down again. Ransom with the stop, and it'll be 4th down, and we are about 16 and a half minutes away from Ohio State being in that semifinal round against Texas. Ransom, so very pumped. Here we go, 4th and 4. And so it'll be a punt situation for the Ducks. Under a minute to go here in the third quarter. And there's the punt. And Caleb Downs, or that's Got to be a fair catch. So here we go. 43 seconds left in the third quarter. Will Howard, definitely still going into this game, felt the pain of that last play against Oregon, how he slid and not realizing that the clock was about to be run out. And so you could definitely tell he has redeemed himself here in this ball game. So here we go. Will Howard gives it to Judkins. Judkins, first down, Ohio State. Got a flag on the field. One of the very few. It's been a very clean game when it comes to penalties. Waiting to see what it's going to be. And it's a holding going against Ohio State. So here we go. Clock is ticking. They got to get at least one play off for the end of the third quarter. Will Howard gives it to Judkins, and he gets about a yard. That'll be it. So that will most likely end the third quarter 41-15. Ohio State, one quarter away from a date with the Texas Longhorns in the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. What a game that's going to be. We will see you on the other side of a commercial break. We'll see you in a moment. All right, everybody. All right, welcome back, everybody. Of course, Ohio State's got the football going into the fourth quarter. Will Howard has had a great game. He's had his third 300-yard passing game of the season, and so he's played an incredible football game. We'll see you on the other end of the commercial. Welcome back, everybody. We'll show you the bracket here in just a little bit. But, man, oh, man. 41-15, Ohio State. After 3. Unless something miraculous happens for Oregon, or Ohio State is going to win this football game convincingly. And so, of course, they keep showing the play of Will Howard sliding and running out of time. But like I said a minute ago, he was wanting redemption for that. And, I mean, there's no doubt. I think he's played a good football game. So here we go. Here is the run. Quinshawn Judkins will get a few yards right there on 2nd and 15. Be 3rd down for the Buckeyes. So here we go. 3rd and 11. Third and 11. Here is Howard. And he's going down. And Oregon's defense gets a stop right there. 4th down. Ohio State will have to punt. So let's see what Oregon can do here. Can they get a little something going? They need it. You can tell Howard is not very happy with that. And here comes the punt. And so Oregon football now. No return. They'll have probably the best starting field position that Oregon's had all night. Johnson with the fair catch. So we'll see here in a moment what Oregon will do as we'll go to commercial. (41-15) Ohio State with the lead. Oregon will have the ball when we return. right, here we go. So, of course, Oregon's got a chance to make some positive here. So here we go. Gabriel at quarterback takes a snap. It's going to be a double pass as it's going to be thrown way out of bounds. And that was a really bad, just really bad. So Gabriel threw it out wide to Dante Moore, and Dante Moore was trying to hit Gabriel, and it just was terrible. Here we go. 2nd and 10 for the Ducks. 13:30 to go in the fourth quarter. 41-15, Oregon with Oregon down. Here is the throw, and that one will go for about 5 yards, and that'll be it. Gary Bryant Jr., his first catch of that I know of. So 3rd down. Of course, Tez Johnson, he's been in and out of the ball game. I believe they were working on his neck earlier in the ball game. So he's been in and out. Here we go. 3rd and 4. Gabriel takes the snap. He's looking, throwing. That'll be caught by Terrence Ferguson, his tight end. 1st down, Oregon. So maybe they can get going here and get a touchdown and maybe make a little something happen. Don't know yet. So here we go. Here's the snap. Gabriel looking, rolling, looking still, rolling, throwing, and out of bounds. Just nowhere to go with the ball. Had to throw it away. 2nd and 10 now for the Ducks. And that defensive line has been all over Gabriel tonight. Either getting pressure, hitting him, or sacking him. It's just not been an easy game when it comes to tonight with Dylan Gabriel. Here's a snap. Gabriel looking, throwing out wide, and that'll be a few yards right there. And that's Trayshawn Holden. He already was down before he lost the football. 3rd down, Oregon. Clock continues to move a little bit. Gabriel alone in the backfield, 3rd and 3. Got 5 wide. Gabriel got some time. Going to step up, move back. He's got someone behind him. He's going down. And that is Hayden Curry with the tackle. 4th down, and Oregon's offense. I mean, you might as well just leave the offense out there. It's 4th and 11. You're down so much now that you cannot afford to not leave the offense out there because a field goal does nothing in this moment. That's the 6th sack of Dylan Gabriel tonight. Clock ticking. They got 6 seconds to snap it. Here's Gabriel. Looking, throwing. That's Tez Johnson trying to get to the line to gain. He makes some moves, and he gets right there. 1st down, Oregon. And Tez Johnson. He is incredible with the way he moves around the field, making some plays. Great job. 7 plays, 27 yards for Oregon. Nearly 3-minute drive. So here we go. Here is Gabriel looking, throwing. That is tipped up in the air and incomplete. 10.5 minutes to go. That's off the hands of Whittington. So Gabriel, I mean, with all the pressure, he just had to get it out quick. Here we go. Gabriel looking, stepping up over the pressure. He's going to run, pitch it backwards to Whittington, who tries to hurdle a defender, and he gets the first down. First and goal for Oregon. What a smart play by Gabriel. He knows he's going to get tackled, so he pitches it backwards with Whittington picking up the yards to gain to get the first down. So first and goal for the Ducks. And it looks like refs are checking on something. Either way, we'll go to break. We'll be right back. All right, everybody. Welcome back. 41-15. Oregon is driving, trying to get something going. So we'll see here in a moment, whenever they return from commercial, what the result of that review was. All right, so they did call it a forward pass. So here we go, 3rd and 13. Gabriel throwing deep. Got a man, touchdown. Trayshawn Holden. And so 27 yards, and Oregon will get a touchdown. And so with this extra point, they'll try to be down 19. That's 155 career passing touchdowns for Dillon Gabriel. It's tied for the most in FBS history with Case Keenum. It's a 2-point attempt, and they nearly got it. So they didn't get it there. And just, I mean, a good pass by Dylan Gabriel to the end zone to get that touchdown. But couldn't get the 2. I don't understand the point of going for the 2 like they did, but I mean, at this point, I guess it doesn't even matter, but still a little bit of time, but I mean, Ohio State has controlled this game. 10 minutes to go. And in a game that Ohio State's up 41-21. So far, in the 2 games in the playoff that Ohio State's played, they put up 42 against Tennessee and now 41 against Ohio State. It's not bad. That is not bad at all. And here is a little pooch kick. And it will go to about the 14-yard line. So they're right now showing Kirk Herbstreit's dog Peter. Wow. So here we go from the 15-yard line. We will see if Ohio State has just a long drive here. And so here's a handoff to Judkins, who tries to get the edge. He does, rolling down the field, and that is a first down and a lot more. 18 yards on that carry for Judkins. So great movement there. It's 165 rushing yards for Ohio State, negative 16 for Oregon. So Judkins, 14 carries, 81 yards. Here's the snap to Judkins. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That is about it. So the clock will continue to move. So, of course, with this game pretty much on ice, Ohio State most likely will win this game. They'll move on to go to the Cotton Bowl, face off against the Texas Longhorns. Of course, tomorrow afternoon, Georgia and Notre Dame will play in the Sugar Bowl. So we'll see how that game goes. Will Howard, 16-24 today. Not bad. Here's a snap, little pitch to Trevion Henderson, who will get the first down and a lot more. And he is a speedy guy. First down, Ohio State. But so far, probably the best game of the whole playoff was the one earlier today between Texas and Arizona State. It went to overtime, 39-31, Texas with the win. And it was for some reason, there in the fourth quarter, Texas just allowed Arizona State to take it to overtime. So it was interesting. But here we go. 7:40 to go here in the fourth quarter. Here's fakes a handoff. Will Howard's going to take off and run. He'll slide right at the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 11. So that is something interesting that Ohio State and Texas most likely are going to play next Friday night, the 10th, and they actually will begin next season up at Ohio State first week of the season. So that'll be interesting. As here's a run for Judkins, and he'll get a few yards right there. Of course, clock goes under 7 minutes now. Third down for the Buckeyes. Wonder if they would consider throwing the ball, trying to pick up that first down. Today, Will Howard, 17-25, 319, and 3 touchdowns. A great ball game played by him. Today, Will Howard, he's 73% completion percentage. Or that's on the season, 73%. Here's Howard throwing, and that is off the hands of Trevion Henderson. So 6:15 to go, 4th and 9, and Ohio State will punt this. And so Oregon will most likely get the ball back with, I would say, like 5.5 minutes to go. So we'll see what they can do. But Ohio State definitely, I mean, has played a great ball game today. Here is the punt. It'll be Oregon football. And that one's going to go in the end zone. The Ohio State player slipped, and so, wow. 20-point lead for Ohio State, as we will be back in a moment. All right, welcome back, everybody. Oregon's going to have the ball with about 6 minutes to go, and we'll see if they can score again, but it has been all Ohio State all day today. So we'll take another commercial break, and we'll be right back. So here we go. Oregon will have the football. And so Gabriel's out there. And he's rolling around looking. He's going to take off and run with it. And he will slide. So second down coming up. Under 6 to go now. Oregon, of course, trying to go down and score. Here is Gabriel. Throwing, and that'll be caught for a first down. That is Justice Lowe. So here we go. Here is Gabriel looking, throwing, and that one's caught. Nice catch by Whittington. Second down for the Oregon Ducks. And so now we have a stoppage in play. So, of course, they're looking at the Whittington catch, make sure he caught it. That ain't, I don't know. Is there gonna, do they have an angle that could potentially show us a little bit more? He may not have caught it. He may not have had control. So this may be waved off. May have to run a different play. Oh wow! So they're gonna keep it as it was on the field. So that will be a. I mean, that's not bad. Third, I think it's third down. Wait and see. But that is wow. I'm shocked they didn't overturn that. So here we go. Here's the snap. Gabriel looking, throwing, and he just throws that one out. Just out of range. 3rd and 6. So 3rd and 6 for this Oregon team. See if they can get anything going here. And now a flag. I believe it's a delay of game. Or intentional grounding. Oh. So 3rd and 14. Here is Gabriel stepping back, looking, and nowhere to go. He will be dropped for a sack. And Ohio State will get the ball with a chance to run the clock out. I mean, you just got to say this. This defense for Ohio State has given Oregon a lot of trouble. This Ohio State defense next week, when they take on Texas, is going to be crazy. for Ohio State football. Fair catch called for, and so Ohio State will have the ball. And so they're looking at Cody Simon, who had a really good game for the Buckeyes on defense. But it has not been Oregon's day. And really, it makes you question, had the format been different, and with Oregon being the number one team of the country, would they be in the semifinal round? Here is the carry for Trevion Henderson. And so that'll get about 8 yards right there. They're just going to try to run this clock down. So 2nd and 2 for Ohio State. 41-21. Buckeyes. They have 175 rushing yards. Negative 26 for Oregon. That is pretty much all you have to know that's one of the main things you got to know. You got to remember, Jeremiah Smith had a great game for Ohio State. Will Howard had a great game. The defense of Ohio State had a great game. Here's Henderson. First down, Ohio State. As they continue to just milk this clock. Ohio State 1-2 all-time versus Texas. Last time they faced off against each other was the 2009 Fiesta Bowl, where Texas won 24-21. So here we go. Clock moving down. Just taking a snap. And he'll hand it off to Quinshawn Judkins, who he'll get a yard out of that. So that's probably the last play until the 2-minute timeout. What a dominant performance from the Ohio State Buckeyes today, as they're going to move on to face Texas next week. Incredible. And that is the 2-minute timeout. Ohio State is 2 minutes away from a matchup with the Texas Longhorns and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. We'll see you in a moment. A dominant performance from the Ohio State Buckeyes. They control this game 41-21. They're going to continue on their drive in a moment. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are waiting for the end of this ball game. So here we go, 2nd and 9. And flag on the field. We'll see what this is all about. Ball start on the offense. So far, it's just a note to keep up with. The 5 conference champions, or the four conference champions that's played so far have all lost. Georgia can break that streak so far tomorrow afternoon. Here's a carry for Trevion Henderson, and he's going nowhere. It's a 3rd down for Ohio State. Clock will continue to roll. So there won't be very much time at all if Oregon gets the ball. So here we go. 3rd and 16 for Ohio State. So here we go. Here is Trevion Henderson. And he'll get a few yards right there, but not much after that. So it'll be 4th down. And so Oregon will most likely get the ball with only, like, you know, probably a couple seconds. Not much at all. What a dominant performance from the Ohio State Buckeyes. They wanted to avenge their loss to this same Oregon team earlier in the season, and they're going to do it in just dominant fashion. So Ohio State will take a timeout to avoid a penalty. And so Will Howard had a great game. He was 17 of 26, folks, for like 319 and a touchdown, I think it was. Just incredible what he did today. So here's the punt. And so Oregon will get the ball. And we'll see what Oregon decides to do here. 21 seconds to go in the ball game. So 21 seconds. We'll see who comes out if Dillon Gabriel gets his last moment out there on the field. So here we go. Gabriel is out there for the Ducks. We'll hand it off to his running back, Lamar. And that will do it. Ohio State. What a game. And so Oregon will lose their first game and their only game of the season. Just dominant fashion from Ohio State, 41-21 in this playoff game. Well, folks, it has been a nice night of football, but of course, tomorrow and I'll keep you posted about whether or not I do the Sugar Bowl tomorrow or not. But for now, thanks for watching, everybody. Goodbye.